On January 16, 2015, Cuba travel changed for all Americans based on President Obama's executive order. Now there are a lot of questions because Americans cannot simply show up at the airport and board the next flight to Cuba. This video covers CubaToDo.com's simple, one-step self-certification process if you are authorized to travel under one of the 12 OFAC categories. Plus, this video covers how to book Cuba hotels, flights, and car rentals on CubaToDo.com, because we believe Cuba travel is on the to-do list of a lot of Americans. First, go to the FAQ on our website, which has the latest information on Cuba travel, with detailed information easy to access by clicking on drop-down menus. Choose How does travel to Cuba from the U.S. work? And click on the first option below that, How do I qualify for a general license to travel to Cuba? Now click on any of the 12 category headings you may qualify under and read about that category to determine if you do indeed qualify. Neither CubaToDo.com nor OFAC can tell you if you qualify. You must make this determination on your own. U.S. officials have referred to this as the honor system. If you determine that you are authorized to travel to Cuba under one of these 12 categories, you certify this to CubaToDo.com either by signing and returning to us our certification form found by clicking the Downloads link in the blue bar at the bottom of our website, or you can do your certification in a recorded phone conversation with a team member. Each traveler must certify as an individual. In other words, a group of friends and family cannot piggyback on one individual certification because travelers need to qualify individually under one of the 12 categories. Next, let us know your preferred travel dates, because flight, hotel, and car rental availability must be determined by a team member calling and checking service providers' inventory. Making Cuba travel arrangements is different than all other travel you do online, where you instantly book and pay for confirmed flights, car rentals, or hotels. With travel to Cuba, you are essentially making an application for a reservation, where you tell us your travel plans either by making selections on our website, emailing us your choices, or by speaking to one of our team members. Of course, if you only want to reserve a flight, or only a hotel, or only a car, or any combination of the three, that's okay with us. The steps are the same. Additionally, a record locator, which is only used internally at CubaToDo.com, is created for each portion of your travel. For instance, your flight will have a unique record locator different from the record locator for your hotel, which is different than that for your car. This helps us track your reservation request. We then confirm that all your requested selections are available. If they're not, we work with you to find something equally suitable. Now let's discuss payment. If you're paying by credit card, you will either send us a downloadable authorization form with your card info, or you will receive an email form with a link where you can enter your card info. Eventually, you'll be able to pay online through our website. Keep checking back to see if we have this feature. We can also arrange for an electronic payment from your bank account if you send us an ACH authorization, also downloadable from the blue bar at the bottom of our website. All reservations must be paid in full immediately upon availability being confirmed, or else the reservations can be canceled. A voucher will be sent to you either as an email attachment, or if this is not possible, then by snail mail, with a separate voucher for each part of your reservation, whether you purchase a flight, hotel, car, or a combination of these. This voucher is needed by the service provider so they can match your information with the booking info we provided them, and to confirm your payment. So let's move on. The rest of this video relates to Cuba travel in general. There are only 7 charters flying to Cuba. No regularly scheduled airlines like American, United, or Delta fly to Cuba. Although these big airlines are interested in flying there, it is doubtful it will happen for years for several reasons. The biggest reason being the airlines must get a certification from each passenger and maintain this record for 5 years, and none of the scheduled airlines is set up to do this. You will need to book your own travel arrangements to get to the departure point in the United States from where you will fly to Cuba. For example, you make your own arrangements for travel to Miami and lodging while in Miami, and we can take care of everything from that point on. Go to our website and click on our online Google map for the latest on where flights originate in the U.S. and where they currently fly to in Cuba. Here is the list of American airports with direct flights to Cuba. Most of these airports only fly to Havana, but some fly to other Cuban airports. Check CubaToDo.com and you can choose your U.S. departure airport and a Cuban airport to see if there are any direct flights between them. The cost of tickets range from $300 to $600 round trip, depending on anticipated demand the month you will be flying. Generally, there is no adjustment to the price a charter sells a ticket at once the initial price is set, so there's no need to continually check back on our website to see if ticket prices have gone up or down. By the way, generally we can only confirm a ticket for you a month or two in advance, but we will take reservations up to a year in advance, and the charter will hold as many seats as you have paid for, subject to price and scheduling changes. Please note, book early. In high season, we've seen flights sell out the day they are listed. In addition to contracts with all the charters, we have a contract with Celamar in Cuba, also known as Havana Tour. So we are one of the few agents in the United States who can arrange car and hotel rentals in Cuba. Go to our website and click on our online Google map for the definitive list, locations, and information for all the hotels in Cuba, and you can sort hotels by price, location, etc. on our webpage. Since we have a contract with the only Cuban agency that handles hotels and cars for Americans, you can confidently book through us, any of the 250 plus hotels in Cuba. Hotel prices in Cuba vary by the number of people staying in the room, season, location, and quality. Generally, you get what you pay for, although in low season there may be hotels for $50 for a single person near the beach. Do not be surprised to see business class hotels in Old Havana for several $100s a night. Also go to our website and click on our online Google map for pickup and drop-off locations for cars. And on our webpage, there is additional information related to renting cars from one of the several car rental agencies in Cuba. As is typical, car rentals vary in price according to the season you are renting, as well as the size and quality of the car. It is rare to find in low season a price as low as $50 a day, even for a manual transmission and no air conditioning. So $100 a day is a realistic, rough price to use in your budget. But if you want to drive a Mercedes, expect in high season the cost can exceed $200 per day. We can also arrange transfers and transportation within Cuba, but we generally only do this for groups, and to make this economical for the group, it only makes sense when there is a minimum of 14 people in the group. Although we will do it for any size smaller group, the cost per person is much higher. We try to reply to all specific requests for reservations within one business day. If you do not hear back from us within one business day, please call or email us again. And each time, note at the beginning of the call or in the subject line the total number of times you have tried to contact us about your current reservation request, so that we may use this information to improve our service. If you currently have a reservation, you must spell out the record locator at the beginning of any message you leave us or in the subject line of the email. While we will try to answer basic questions that are not answered in our FAQ, please understand that we are getting a high volume of inquiries, and our number one priority is making reservations for customers who know their travel plans and servicing our customers who have already paid for travel. We'll have other videos coming out explaining additional services we will be offering besides flights, car rentals, and hotels, as well as informational videos about Cuba and travel to it and within it. So keep checking back on our YouTube channel. In the meantime, if you have questions, go to our FAQ page on our CubaToDo.com website, as we are creating an extensive repository of information in an easy-to-use format where you click for answers on your questions, and you can get more detailed information with additional clicks, allowing you to drill down and uncover a treasure trove of Cuba travel-related information. You will find answers to common questions, and we are constantly adding information for other questions we commonly hear from our customers. We'll also have an FAQ with information about scams related to Cuba travel and links to articles about people who have been taken advantage of. Unfortunately, this will happen as there's so much confusion over how Cuba travel works. This makes it ripe for con artists who collect money from you today, but when you arrive weeks later, only then do you find out that you were ripped off. And since the latest regulatory changes eliminated the need for a TSP license from OFAC, which CubaToDo.com had, there is no accountability. Bottom line, it's difficult to know who to trust for your Cuba travel. That is why we give you so much information about our company to get you to a comfort level. Some quick Cuba facts. The island is approximately 750 miles long, averages about 55 miles in width, has some fabulous smaller islands along its coast, is about the size of the state of Pennsylvania, has over 11 million citizens, approximately 50,000 hotel rooms, and over 3 million visitors a year. Of those visitors, hundreds of thousands are already Americans every year. We all expect in 2015 and after for these numbers to increase significantly. And even before the change in 2014, there were growing pains, such as car rentals in all seasons were becoming difficult to find. So keep these things in mind as you make your plans. I've personally been to over 80 countries around the world, and the people and culture of Cuba make it by far my favorite. So if you qualify, come see for yourself. From my Cuban family to you and your American family, nothing makes us happier than to welcome you to our country.
Bienvenidos a Cuba y gracias por todo.
Welcome to Cuba, and thank you for everything.